Hello everyone. Tonight I wanted to do a static lab for your CCNA or for your beginners networking. It's a crucial part of connecting networks together. As you can see on my objective, we are not allowed to use any routing protocols, so we are forced to use a static route this time. So our objective here, as you can see, is for this device here, which is my PC, on this network, to ping this device on this network. These are the associated IP addresses with those subnets. We're going to be configuring these routers here to move this traffic from here to here. And these switches are just in place just for the topology. Not too much configuration on those. So we won't deal with the switches right now. This is purely for static routing purposes. This here is a floating static route. I'll get to that in the end. I'll show you guys how we utilize that. So first I want to start on the router. I'll start on the router here. So I'm going to put it on this side. That way we can see everything. So I'm going to be configuring this interface, E00 and E01. For routers, interfaces, one of the first things you do is configure the interfaces. And before I even do that, for my labs especially, I like to run a couple of commands. So we're going to make the hostname R3. We'll do that. Also, I like to do this command. That command enables the router from trying to use DNS to look up an IP address, which can causes delay with your configuration. So we just won't use that right now. And also, we will use this command. That command stops the router from spitting out syntax or words while you're trying to type. You get lost where your cursor is. It's a good command to use while you're doing these configurations. All right. Secondly, I'm going to fix this duplex mismatch. Sorry, guys. Duplex mismatch. I'm going to. It says here that the E01 is not full duplex, so I'm going to make this interface full duplex, so we won't continue to get those errors. All right. Now, let's configure our IP address. Alright, so I'm going to do E01 first since I'm already on it. So that IP address is 10.5.5, sorry, 10.5.1.1 with a /24. Okay. So let's just work on getting this connectivity working first before we move on to other segments. If this guy can't ping his gateway, then we're not going to be able to get anywhere else anyway. So let me go ahead and get this. I'm going to try to do a no shut. I used to do that first. Let's see. So let's go to this PC here and let's configure it. Okay. Alright. So for this is more like a Linux based PC. It's not your typical Windows PC, so it's a little bit different command to configure it. So you can always do a question mark to see what the available commands are. So I see IP there. I'm going to do an IP question mark, and I see here this is the way that you can do it. So I'm going to use this format here to configure my IP address. So I'm going to do IP 10.5.1.50, which is the IP address that I gave it. I'm going to give it a /24, and I'm also going to give it a gateway. So its gateway is going to be this address here. So this PC communicates with this gateway whenever it needs to exit this particular network. If it wants to go talk to another device on another network, it has to get to the gateway first. Okay, so this is saying I want to talk to you, Mr. Gateway. Alright, so let me go ahead and ping the gateway. Let's see if we can ping it. If we can ping it, that is really good news. We always want to check our connectivity before we move on to further segments. And it looks like I'm getting pings. This is what the ping looks like. Okay, And then we can also go back to the router, and we should be able to ping the PC as well. Alright, see we got 5 out of 5. That's great. So we can put a check mark beside here as far as this connectivity here is complete. Okay, now let's move along. Let me move these down. Alright, so now we can configure this particular network here. Alright, so this is basically simulating an Ethernet ISP connection. So this is basically your WAN connectivity. Alright, so typically you would use a /24, you use something a little smaller, like a /30, but I want to use a /24, so I went ahead and did that. So let me go ahead and pull back up R3. We're going to need that again. This time, we're going to need this IP address. We're going to be configuring this side. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. A fit T. Let's go into E0/0. We're going to do a no shut. I always do. I'll forget. Okay, we're going to do an IP address 10.5.2.1. Okay, we're going to do a 255.255.0. Okay, it says it overlaps with S1/0. I thought I defaulted the interfaces. Let me go ahead and just do that really quick. Okay. Now let's go back to what we were doing. If you use the up arrow, you can look at some of the previous commands that you configured on here. So as you can see, I'm doing the up arrow here, and I'm going to go back to this command, which is what I need. And I did something. Okay, I see. So I didn't go into configuration mode. So you always have to be into configuration mode. Okay, E00 is the interface we need to be on. Alright. So as you can see, it gives you this IF here. This IF tells you that you're in configuration mode for the interface. Alright, now we can configure our IP address. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so we have that. So we should be done with R3 from now. We'll probably come back to it here in a little bit. So now let's go to R2. We'll put R2 on this side for viewing purposes. Okay, so R2, this is what it looks like when you pull it out of the box. Pull it out of the box. Waiting for this to load. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do some of the same things on this device as I did on router 3. So we're going to do a host name. We're going to make it R2. We're going to do a no IP domain lookup. And we're going to do a line console logging synchronous. Okay. Now let's configure this interface here. E00. This is the interface that communicates with the other side that we just configured about a minute ago. Alright, so let's go to E00. We're going to do a no shut because I always do that first. Remember, IP add 10.5.2.2. Okay, overlaps. Okay, once again I did the same thing there, so let me fix that. Okay, let's do this. IP 10. Okay, I did the same thing again. Alright, we got to be into interface configuration mode. Okay, so we're going into E00. We're going to do a no shut. IP address 10.5.2.2. Okay, now we should be able to ping the other side now. So the other side that we did before this was 10.5.2.1. Okay, and we can. So for viewing purposes, this interface here that's connected to this router can ping this device. So we have connectivity so far from here to here, and then we have connectivity from here to here. Okay, so now let's work on this segment here. Let's get this up, and then we'll be able to tie it all together and do our static routes. All right, so let's stay on R2. going to configure this side here. So it is going to be interface E01. Okay, do our no shut first. We're going to do our IP address. It's going to be 10.5.3.2. Not sure why that's 2. That should be 1. Let's make that .1. Let me fix that on this diagram here, so we're not confused. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, let's go back to router 2. Alright, and we're going to do, let's see, oh yeah, this command here too, you always want to do this, show IP interface brief. That shows you your device, your interfaces, and what IP addresses you assign them. It also gives you a hint if the interface is up. If it's not up, this is a good place to look. Administratively down, that means that the port is physically shut down. You issue the shutdown command yourself. By default, when routers come up, all interfaces are administratively down. And that's why you have to issue that no shut command. Alright, so let me fix this duplex issue. Again, if you read it here, it gives you a huge hint. It says duplex mismatch discovered on E01, not full duplex. So E01 is on our router here, so let's go to E01 and fix it. E0/1, we want to do duplex full. Okay, that should fix that issue there. Shouldn't get that displayed anymore. Alright, so we're done with R2 for now. Now we can go to our PC, and let's configure the PC on this side. So we know how to do it now. It's going to be IP 10.5.3.50, which is the IP address of the PC. We're going to give it a /24, and this gateway is going to be, what's the gateway, guys? This IP here, right? Because it has to go to here in order to get out to this other side. So let's go ahead and configure the gateway there. 3.1. Alright, check out the duplicate IP address. There's no duplicates. Alright, so let's ping our gateway. Let's see if we can ping our gateway. And we can ping our gateway. So that's wonderful. So to recap so far, we have connectivity from here to here. We have connectivity from here to here. And we have connectivity from here to here. Now, we did our pings earlier. So if I go to this device, right, VPC5, I wonder if I can ping this device. Let me see. Ping 10.5.2.1. Okay, I can. I can because this particular device is directly connected to this router. So if we go to this router in R3 and we do a show IP route, okay, this show IP route command tells you or shows you what it can reach, right? So by default, once you configure the IP addresses on the interfaces, it can reach its directly connected neighbors or interfaces, right? So from an R3 perspective, it can reach 10.1.50 or anything on the 10.5.0 network, which is here. So it's saying it can reach that because it's directly connected. It's also saying it can reach anything on the 2 network because it's directly connected. Okay? So we can reach that. So let's see what else we can reach from VPC5. Let's see if we can reach 10.5.2.2. We can reach 10.5.2.2. So I wonder if we can reach this guy here, 10.5.3. Let's try it. Ping 10.5.3.50. Wait a second. Alright, so actually let me try from this side. Okay, looks like we got some software issues going on with the program. Let me stop this device. And then let me start it back up again. And let me give it an IP address. 5.3.1. Okay, let's see. Just doing a quick test here. Okay, now let's go back to our PC5 really quick. Okay, that's what I was expecting to see. So, see how this is different? Destination host unreachable is different than this, right? These pings, this is successful, this is not successful. Okay, so this is saying this PC here cannot communicate with this PC. Why? Because its gateway here does not know how to reach 10.5.3 network. Okay, so it's like a map. If it doesn't have it in its map, then it will not be able to communicate with that. So if we do show IP route again, you don't see 10.5.3 anywhere, right? Because it doesn't know how to reach it. So the purpose of a static route is to tell this router how to reach that particular network, 10.5.3, right? So let's do that. Let's teach this router how to walk. Alright, so let's go into config mode here. To do this, it's a command here. It's called, this is the syntax, IP route, and then this next part is where are you trying to go to? Where are you trying to reach? We are trying to reach, remember, let me pull it over. We are trying to reach this network here. Alright, so we have to type that in. We're trying to reach 10.5.3.0. Okay, that particular network's mask is 255.255.255.0/24. And this next part is, okay, you want me to go there, but how do I get there? What's the next place on the map for me to reach, to go to? Alright, so the next place on the map from R3 is what? R2. He's right beside me, right? He's closer to this device here, which we're trying to reach. So we have to say, we're going to send it to you, R2. Take me to that device over there, R2, is what we're saying, basically. So we are going to type R2's IP address here, which is this guy. Okay? Alright. So that's that. So now, if you look in the routing table of R3, alright, now if you look, you'll see we have a S here. S stands for static. And we have a route here to 10.5.3.0. That wasn't there before. If you look here, it wasn't there. But now it's there. So we know how to get there now, because R2 is going to take us there. So now, if we were to ping 10.5.3.50, guess what? It works, because our friend R2 shows us how to get there. Now, vice versa. Let's go to VP6. Okay, VP6. Now, can VP6 communicate across? So let's see. Can VP6 get to its gateway? Let's try that again. Okay, it can. Can VP6 get to the 5 network, which is these guys in the middle? Let's see. 5.2.2. It can get there. Let's see if it can get to 2.1. You can up arrow again, do a 1 there. Okay, so this guy can reach all the way to here. Okay, now I wonder, take a guess. Can we reach these guys here? If you said no, you would be right. If I try that, again we get the error here, unreachable. It doesn't know how to reach it. Because if you look at R2's routing table, if you do a show IP route, you will see that it knows about itself, which is the 3 network that it's already on. It knows about the 2 network. It doesn't know about the 1 network, which is where we're trying to reach. So what do we have to do? We have to tell R2 to tell me how to get to R1. Okay, and guess who it's going to use? It's going to use its buddy R3. Alright, so let's go to R2. We're going to do an IP route. Where are we going to? We're trying to get to 10.5.1.0/24. And our next hop, which is the next hop, is going to be this guy here. 10.5.2.1. Alright. So we're saying R3, please take me to this one network here. And did that wrong. Not on the PC anymore. So we have to type it all the way out. And then we have to use this next hop. Just that. Alright, now let's go to VPC6 now. And let's see if we can get there. Alright, so let's do an up arrow and we can just try to ping. Look at that. Way different than before. Now, if you look at R2 routing table, you'll see now that it has an S, which is what we seen on the on router 3 earlier. It has a route to network 1.0, and R3 is telling it how to get there. Wonderful. Alright, so our static lab is about 95% done. Usually that's as far as it goes in the real world. This time I'm going to show you guys something that isn't used very often but can be really helpful in the real world as well. We're going to use a floating static route. Okay, now floating static route is basically a backup route. Okay, if this main link here, the one we've been configuring, if that drops or disconnects or the cable comes loose or it just goes down for whatever reason, we can still reach across using this backup link. Okay, so let's do that. So let me go to R3. Let's go to R3 side first, and we're going to go to interface S/1 1/0. Alright, no shut. Alright, so let's configure this IP address. It's going to be 10.5.4.1. Okay. And let me go ahead and do the static route over here. So it's going to be much of the same. We're going to do IP route. Alright, we're going to do where we're trying to go to. We are trying to get to the 3 network, just like before. Right, so we're going to go to 10.5.3.0. Right, 255.255.255.0. Now, next hop in this case is going to be S1/0 on the other side. So we're going to use 10.5.4.2. Okay, and actually I made a mistake. Oops. So let's take that out. To take out a command, you put no in front of it, and it should take that command out. Alright, there we go. Now, what we have to do here is we have to make one small change. So you see this here, distance metric for this route. So by default, the metric for static route is 1. Okay, that's basically the believability of that particular route. Okay, the lower it is, the more trustworthy it is, right? So by being static of 1, that's going to show up as in our routing table, and that's what's going to be used. In this case, since it's a backup, all we have to do is make the administrative distance, is what it's called, higher than 1. Okay, so we're just going to use 10 in this case, right? Let me take the no off in front of that. So we made it 10. So we have IP route, same command as before. We just put a 10 at the end. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on R2. Alright, so let's just move R2 over here. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so R2, let's do the same thing. let's do a interface S1 says 0, no shut. IP address is going to be 10.5.4.2, 255.255.255.0. Okay, let's try to ping the other side. We always have to verify that. Okay, we can ping right here, so that's great. So now we can proceed with our static route. Okay, so we're going to do, we're trying to get to the one network on this one, just like before on the other side. So we're going to do IP route 10.5.1.0, 255.255.255.0. Our next hop is going to be 10.5.4.1. This guy here is going to take us there. And then we're going to put, let's use 10 again for this side. Okay? Now if we look in the routing table here, what do we see? We see the same thing. We see what we've seen before. We see a 1 here, which is what I was telling you the static route administrative distance is. Okay? So we know how to get there based on that. Now, I'm going to shut this interface down. I'm going to shut this main interface down, the one we configured first. It's going to be E00. I'm going to shut that link down and let's see what happens. You know what? To make it even more interesting, I'm going to pull up VPC 6 at the same time. I'm just going to make it. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Okay. So I'm going to shut that down. Let's see. Can you do a continuous ping on this particular? Let's see. Continuous ping. Do I see that? Excuse me. I don't see that, so I'm just going to just ping once I get it set up. Oh, actually I do. Excuse me. Alright, so I got a continuous ping going. I'm going to shut this down. Okay. Let's see what we got. So it's timing out. And let's look at our routing table. So we should still be able to get there because you can see there's a static route here pointing to the other interface, the 5.4. It should be using the 5.4 in order to reach VPC 5 from VPC 6. Let's see what's going on. Three dots, I'm sorry, 5.1 dots. Ping, 10 dots, 5 dots, 1 dot, 50. We should be able to ping that. I'm not sure why we are not be able to ping that. Let me do some troubleshooting here. Okay. So we can't reach. Okay, yeah, we're not going to reach that. Let's try 5.4.1. Okay, let's look at the configuration here on. Let's do a show run. A show run gives you the full configuration on the device, on the router. Let's see why. Let's see why we're not able to ping right now. Okay, so that looks good. Let me look on R3. Let's see. Okay, let's look. Let's do a show run on here. Let's see. Okay, I don't think it has anything to do with this, but let me see. I'm gonna do a show controllers. Since it's a serial interface, sometimes you have to make sure. Okay, DCE. Okay, so this is the DCE side. Let me see if this does anything. I don't think it will, but okay, so we have a problem on our hands. Let's look at R3 routing table. So I'm not going to get there. Oh, I think I see the problem. I think I have, I have the incorrect stack route here. So if I do a show run, and I look at the static route that I made, see, this is wrong. No, that's right, actually. It's very strange, folks. Very strange. Sometimes the software causes some problems like this. Let's see. We're on R3. Some real loud troubleshooting here for you. R3. So we have a route going to 10.5.3. 10.5.4.2. Okay. Okay, let me go to R2 again. Let me look, see what I can see. Trying to find that route here. Okay, so that's just great. I do believe this should be pinging. I do believe this should be pinging. I don't see any reason why. They both have the routes for it. Let me go back here, and I'm going to just re-enable E00 again. Okay, so 10.5.1.50. Okay, and it's pinging now. And it shouldn't be. It should have pinged before. Okay, you know what? Okay, so yeah, that was something finicky. So now it's pinging, and as you can see, show our ping page brief. As you can see, oh, it didn't shut down. Yeah, something's spinning with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this video, and I'm going to create another video after I finish troubleshooting with it. But the main point of this lab was to show you how to configure static lab configurations. So if you guys have any questions about anything static routing related, let me know. I'm going to continue to do these videos for the community. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I'm still kind of new to these tutorial videos, and the audio may not be the best right now, but I'm going to continue to get better. So give me some feedback, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.